Hi everyone and welcome back to Brian's Horror Corner, or welcome if you are new to my channel. So today, of course, another 1980 horror movie review video here is part of my overall 1980s horror series, which is ongoing on my channel. Um, so the movie we're going to take a look at today is a very low budget movie from 1980, and it's obviously a first time watch for me, like most are. But that movie is by Fred Olen Ray, Alien Dead, which I have here on DVD, as you can see. Yeah, there's the back. There's not really much to see. It's a pretty standard DVD. Um, yeah, I'm not even familiar with this retro media. Okay, so yeah, Alien Dead from 1980. Let's just go ahead and get into it. So Alien Dead is an American horror film directed by Fred Olen Ray. Ray co-wrote the script with Martin Nicholas. The film involves a meteor hitting a houseboat, which causes the people on board to become zombies who eat alligators and eventually people. The film was one of the last films featuring actor Buster Crabe among a cast of unknowns. It was filmed in 1980 and released to home video in 1985. Reviews from Variety, Kim Newman, and other retrospective horror guides have been negative, noting low budget and bad acting. So basically, there's not a lot to the premise. A meteor hits a houseboat in the swamps near a southern town. The people on the houseboat become zombies who feed on alligators in the swamp. Once they run out of alligators, they start going for the citizens. A local scientist tries to figure out what's happening to people once they start disappearing. So as far as the cast goes, we have Buster Crabe as Sheriff Kowalski, Raymond Roberts as Tom Corman, billed as Ray Roberts, Linda Lewis as Shawn Michaels, George Kelsey as Emmett Michaels, Mike Bonavia, Mike Bonavia as Miller Hayes, and Dennis Underwood as Deputy Campbell. So yeah, that's the short synopsis and summary, as well as the cast for Alien Dead from 1980. This is one of those movies. This is gonna be more of a personal, my personal thoughts on low budget kind of horror movies, and I have a certain threshold when it comes to low budget horror movies that I really can't get into when they cross that threshold, and unfortunately, this movie crossed that threshold. Now I know there's a lot of people out there that really love low budget movies, like shot on video or this isn't shot on video. It is film, but it's very low quality. I'm just not one of them. I mean, I can do lower budget kind of horror movies. Some of them are really good, but this one just doesn't do it for me. So let's just go ahead and get into it, starting with the things that I liked about Alien Dead from 1980. It does have a very short runtime, only about 75 minutes, so it gets in and gets out with the simple premise, and not a lot of story development or complexity to what's going on in this movie. So I sort of appreciate that. I mean, it could have tried to have been 90 or 100 minutes, and it doesn't. The score and the music used very much fits the setting and the tone of this story, as it takes place in the South and has sort of a redneck nature to it with the characters, the dialogue. There's a lot of shooting of guns and things like that. So that does fit, even though the score it's very hillbilly, very like old country music kind of score. Some of the makeup effects and the look of these zombies, some of the makeup effects look interesting and decent at times. It varies quite a bit from zombie to zombie, which I thought was interesting as well. The movie's cheesy, and it knows it's cheesy, so it doesn't play it too straight or take itself too seriously. I did think there were some decent underwater POV shots and camera work, and I do like how these zombies came out from under the water. I thought that was kind of cool and different than most zombie movies, where they almost kind of take the place of the alligators to a certain extent, coming out of these southern swamps here. I kind of liked how they don't explain how these zombies come to be until later in the movie. It makes for kind of an interesting reason, though obviously pretty cheesy and ridiculous premise, of course. So yeah, those are my pros, or the things that I liked loosely about Alien Dead from 1980. As far as cons go, most of it has to do with the low budget, and in the case of this movie, low quality. It has a very low quality nature to it, from the cinematography to the acting to the editing and scene transitions. It just comes across as very amateurish and hard for me to really get engaged in it as a result. Which again, like I said, that might be more of a personal thing. Some people can really get into the very low budget, shot in the backyard kind of horror movies, and some of us can't, and I'm one that can't. The kills in the movie are problematic due to the editing and the lackluster effects. Like, blood starts coming out of people's victims' mouths for no reason. They just cut away. It's a lot of off-screen kind of kills, or just bad editing where basically somebody gets pushed over and all of a sudden they got blood dripping out of their mouth. Just doesn't make any sense. It's just uninteresting and disappointing from that standpoint. None of the characters, of course, are interesting, developed, or relatable. They're just cardboard cutouts that are mostly just there to be bodies. Some of the makeup effects and looks of the zombies, I mentioned that some of it was prose in my pro segment, but they also look pretty bad in some instances as well. It really does show the low budget quality that the movie is in. One of them just looks like a rubber mask that was thrown on somebody, frankly. Also, there's a lot of weird things happening in this movie that makes no sense. Like a woman basically just on her own strips naked and swims in this swamp, which is known to have alligators in it. That was weird. Also, you have some characters that are just standing there waiting for the zombies to get to them, that are attacking them, that made absolutely no sense. It's just not believable, and it's weird. And the lack of acting is a huge part of it. I mean, these felt like a lot of people off the street that they say, hey, would you like to act in this very low budget movie? Other than Buster Crabbe, all these other ones, as it says, are unknowns, and it shows in the acting. So, yeah, those are my cons for Alien Dead from 1980. Overall, guys, this movie's just not for me. I don't think I'm going to keep it in my collection. And this is really the first movie from this 1980s series from the year 1980 that I feel that about. I'm going to give this movie a 5 out of 10. I just don't see myself watching it again, frankly. Like some of the other movies that I gave a 6, 6.5, 7 on, I could still see rewatching them again, even if they weren't my favorites or they had problems. This one I really can't. So that's why I think I'm probably going to try to sell it or donate it or something at some point here. So 5 out of 10 for the very low budget movie Alien Dead. Go ahead and comment down below if any of you have seen this movie, what you think of Alien Dead. Do you like the low budget quality kind of movies? Do you like this movie for that? Why or why not? Please like this video, hit the little notification bell, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my upcoming 1980 horror movie reviews for the rest of July here, as well as my top 15 horror movies from 1980, the definitive list. And you also don't want to miss any of my other great horror content that I have coming out the rest of this year, before we get back into this 1980s horror series the beginning of next year. So with that being said, I hope everybody's doing well, had a good 4th, and as always, stay scared. Bye.